You've probably heard that California's been hit by atmospheric river after atmospheric river, and the Sierra Nevada mountains are getting record snowpack. But just how much snow is that? Well, here it is, April 9th, Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody. It's a nice, warm, sunny day. The roads are clear and dry. We decided we'd take the short drive from Reno, Nevada towards Lake Tahoe and just see how much snow's really up here. Let's take a look. It's April 9th, and we have 3 times as much snow as we normally have at the end of January. That's incredible. We started our day leaving our hometown of Reno, working our way up to State Highway 431, locally known as the Melrose Highway. Worked our way up the hill past the Mount Rose ski area, then continued on up to the summit where we stayed a few minutes. Worked our way down the other side, stopped at a very popular scenic overlook on the north end of Lake Tahoe, and then worked our way down to Incline Village. Going up the Mount Rose Highway, you gain elevation fast. There's a lot of hairpin turns. Once we got past the entrance to the ski park, we lost most of the traffic and we were able to travel at a little bit more relaxed pace. It was the nicest weather day we've had yet this year. The bright sun on the white snow made for some spectacular scenery. Here we have a big snowdrift that's actually overhanging the road. Made for a pretty scene, but could be hazardous if it ever dropped down into the highway. As we continued to work our way up to the summit, the snow walls kept getting higher. When we finally made it to the top, we were just awestruck at how much snow is up here. This is a lot of snow for any time of year, but to be April 9th is just incredible. I know you're probably thinking that this is just a carved out section of the mountain covered with a little bit of snow, but there's actually a set of restrooms buried in this snowbank. There's a building back there somewhere. I think it's probably going to be August before anybody can use the restrooms here at the top of Mount Rose Summit. This is a picture of the building I just alluded to. This is what it would look like in a typical summertime. Mount Rose Highway is the highest pass in the Sierra Nevadas that they keep open year-round. We're at the top of Mount Rose Summit, about 8,300 feet. And there is just a absolute great wall of China of snow here at this elevation. Where I'm standing is actually a meadow, and in the summertime, if there's no snow here, this meadow would actually be below the grade of the highway, and I'm standing at least 10 feet above the highway. I know I keep saying it, but man, there's a lot of snow up here for April 9th. We're at a pretty popular vista point overlooking the north end of Lake Tahoe. Having lived in Tahoe for a couple of years and stopping at this vista point countless times, This is the first time I can ever remember seeing the entire Lake Tahoe covered with fog. It brought a whole new element of beauty to the lake that I've never seen before. It was really impressive. Welcome to Lake Tahoe! Well, after enjoying the spectacular view for quite a while, we got back in the car and headed on down the hill towards the city of Incline Village, where we kind of came upon a ironic situation. The fog that we just thoroughly enjoyed moments ago was now obscuring the lake. So we decided we would go back and get something to eat and hope that the fog would burn off. We came into town and found Crosby's Tavern, a fantastic locally owned restaurant. If you're ever in town and want a good place to eat, I highly recommend it. The food was great, the people were friendly, and the coffee was hot. Of course, anytime you leave a Model A parked anywhere, they do what they do best. They give you the opportunity to turn strangers into new friends.
This is not like, you gotta go all the way back to 1983. I made it all right.
You live here full time? You live up here year round?
Second home.
Second. Supposed to go up here in the summer.
I stay there about half the time and I stay in Elko.
It took a while, but the fog eventually lifted and we continued on the east shore of the lake, up and over the top of Kingsbury Grade, down to Carson Valley, and then we could return home. It's okay. I authorized us. There was no one else around to say otherwise. Another stop, another chance to make friends and talk a little Model A history. So finally his son, he's making the same car for 20 years. It's a good day. How was the drive up to Sacramento?
Well, drive Sacramento.
Yeah. I thought it was no. Yeah, I started going back and everything.
Yeah, you gotta get ahead of the skiers. If you're going down the hill after 4 o'clock, you're dead.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, right. Speaking of just going
How fast are y'all going top speed?
Yeah, that's the number one question I always get is how fast is it going? Well,
You don't want to go too fast.
if you realize what the road condition was in 1930, nobody cared how fast you went. The roads were mud.
They'll tame you.
To answer your question, it was designed for 45 50. This one, we go to something like 90. If I have to get on a freeway, I can do 65. I don't like to do that because it's really winding it up.
That's crazy.
It's not the motor that's the issue, it's the transmission. Model A's were a poor man's car, okay? This car sold brand spanking new for $365. I spent that much on tire last fall.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? So it was bare bones. I mean, you would have had just a radiator cap like this when it came from the factory. This is an error accessory. It's a 1930 accessory. It's called a motor meter. And if you look on the back side, it looks a little different on the back side. You can see from the drivers, yeah. You see there's a thermometer in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it starts getting hot, the red will come up this thermometer, and if it hits the bottom of the circle, you're boiling over. which means you're pulling over.
Yeah. Don't want that. Absolutely
So
not.
you from the driver's seat you can see it pretty well, and if it starts getting hot, you can see the red. If it's getting close to the bottom of the circle, you better find a place to pull over. Lake Tahoe is famous for its water clarity. Visibility exceeds 200 feet deep. Maintaining this clarity is one of the reasons why the Tahoe Basin is so environmentally regulated. Nevada Highway 207, locally known as Kingsbury Grade, drops elevation so rapidly and has such grand vistas, it really gives you the sense that you might be flying down to the valley floor below. It's really a beautiful sight. Between Carson City and Reno, we came upon the most unique cloud formations I think I've ever seen. This was really strange. The total mileage for today's trip was 137 miles. We sure appreciate you coming along with us for the ride. And if there's by any chance we ever see you out on the road, be sure and come up and say hi. We sure appreciate it. Keep those tow trucks at bay. If you enjoyed this video, be sure and leave us a comment. Let us know. We appreciate it. Thank you.